Hello, everyone. I believe I am live. Um, I am experimenting with sounds, and uh, I'm a musician. As a reminder, and uh, I wanted to use music in my live streams, but um, I can't use music that's not my music. And even if it is my music, I've discovered, and it's already on the interwebs out there, it's hard for YouTube and the other social medias to recognize that I'm the owner. Um, Very strange. But anyway, here I am. And I'm also going to try to go live on Instagram also. I've already put in the chat my Facebook group I started a couple of days ago. Still tweaking with the parameters and things like that, things that I want to see there. Um, I am sorry, my phone is up here, so I'm also trying to figure out how to get back on to Instagram. And I've done a live on Instagram, but that was some years ago, and that was as a musician, and things have changed a lot. So, um, yeah, it's very interesting. But if you are here, it is because you are wanting to hear this what Cern is and what, or maybe you have heard of what you think it is. So put in the comments, what do you think it is? What have you heard? Okay, because some of this, there's a lot of like um, fear mongering going on as I'm about to go live here on my Instagram. Oh, I'll put my Instagram link on in the description also, along with the Facebook group. But I'm about to go live. I might have to repeat a few things, so just bear with me as I'm going live on Instagram. Wow, I don't have a filter on. I look great. My desktop computer doesn't have a great camera. All right, so I am live on Instagram. Uh, they're trying to encourage me to do other things. I don't want to do other things. I just want to be live. Uh, can I get rid of some of these things? What's happening? Yeah, so many new features. Interesting. So many new features. Thank you. Okay, maybe I should have did a test run on Instagram instead of having my face. Um, but again, I'm just waiting for sorry, for folks to. So I'm gonna tell you what I've been um, seeing. It's been kind of, I don't know, kind of disturbing in my opinion. Um, Let me reintroduce myself so I finally got it out of the way. Hi, I'm Monica. This is my channel for manifesting. Okay. Um, this is my first live on Instagram. I've been doing a couple of lives on Facebook. Um, I also have a group on, sorry, not Facebook, on YouTube, currently on YouTube also. But I do want to talk about that fact that I do have a Facebook group, um, encouraging people who are ready to really do real manifesting. Okay. Um, but before I go into more of that, I may pause and talk more about the manifesting group. But I want to talk about the upcoming experiment um, that Cern is doing. Okay, so if you see different lights, I'm at my desktop. You may see me scroll through a couple of things because I want to get accurate information. Um, I don't necessarily read a script. I do reading, y'all. So sometimes it happens where I'm like, I heard this and I want to hear, I want to make sure I'm giving you good information. Okay. So CERN. Well, first, okay. So I've been hearing in some spiritual groups uh, about CERN. Now, I don't want to go into the details of what they're saying groups because that's not my intention. But what I'm the feeling that I'm getting from a lot of the people who are posting in those groups is a lot of fear, a lot of don't do this and don't do that because that, and then it made me a little bit curious about, well, I wonder what YouTube is saying about it. You would think, I mean, it's a worldwide platform. Sometimes a Facebook group is very closed off and they're in their own world, and they're bringing in these ideas and they're circulating around in the group, and you're like, I wonder what everybody else is saying. So I did a search on YouTube, and I'm just going to say I'm a little bit disappointed in what I've been seeing so far. Maybe the algorithms are, I don't know, but I've been seeing some disappointing things. I'm a little disappointed, especially in now when it comes to religion. There's a difference between religion and spirituality, in my opinion. Okay. Um, so there are some fear mongering going on in the spiritual groups, and there's some fear mongering going on a little bit on YouTube, and that disappoints me. Let me take a sip of my kombucha. Sorry. All right. So again, if you see me move eyes because I'm on two different platforms right now. So when I started looking on YouTube, I saw a lot of religious people talk about maybe they're just trying to catch people to like get them to click and things like that to watch the video, and they're saying things like it's opening up the gateway to hell, and yeah, basically that's what they're saying. It's like it's the end of times, the ringing of the bell, the sandwich board person is virtual now. um I don't know if you get that reference or not, but in the United States, especially in the 70s and 80s too, there was always like that one person walking the streets with a billboard sandwich board on their body saying the end is near, and they're ringing a bell saying the end is near, the end is near, the end is near. And I don't know. So yeah, so there's a lot of fear mongering going on about CERN, and I want the people who would rock with me to actually have some knowledge of what CERN actually is, and to decide for yourself on if you're going to be afraid or not. Because if you really think about it, we're not promised the next few seconds. Like, one thing that kind of keeps sticking out to me is like a lot of this, I don't want to generalize, but I'm getting from these groups is that, oh, it's going to be the end of the world in the next couple of days, and we're all going to die, and all the demons are going to come out, and I don't know. I mean, wasn't it 1,000 years ago that people thought epilepsy was demonic? I don't know. So let me tell you what CERN is. Let me go to that page. And you can even go to the website. In fact, put that in the chat too, because I believe in educating people. Like, get the knowledge, get the knowledge that at least what they're presenting to you. It's up to you to decide if you believe in conspiracies and stuff like that. It's like, what if it is a conspiracy? Like, how's that pertaining to you? How's that gonna, I don't know, because I've heard them too throughout my years in my life. Okay, I've heard them too. But anyway, so this is what Cern is. And that is an acronym. Each letter stands for a word. I'm a teacher too, by the way. So, all right. So, um, CERN stands for. Oh, yeah. This is where it gets tricky. All right. So it's in French, but let's get it right. All right. So French. I'm going to read it in English, even though I'm reading it in French. All right. So Organization Europe for the uh, Nuclear Reactor. Okay, so I just read it in out loud in English, but I'm reading it in French. So CERN. So it's not going to have an English. C stands for whatever. So the Organization for Europe for Nuclear Reactors. Okay, it is the uh, it is a research organization that operates the largest particle physics laboratory in the world. It was established in 1954. It is physically near the border of Switzerland and France. Okay, it is a research facility. It is a place where they practice physics and things like that. Where, if you've ever heard of the God particle, that was named I don't know how many years ago, but um, if they wanted to explain the Big Bang, and they discovered that there was a particle that explains it all. All right, so let's see. I actually want to go to the website CERN. Okay. Because they also even offer, you know, I mean, think of it this way. So they are like NASA, but international, and they do physics. Like, they don't go out in space. So just like NASA does research, and NASA has programs that they study and things like that, but CERN is more for physics, like how things are made and how things move. Okay, that's what physics is. Um, Let me go straight to the website. Oh, yeah. The European Organization for Nuclear Research. All right. I suspect that this website is going to get really busy in the next day or so. Yeah, so they're saying, what is the nature of our universe? What is it made of? That's what they do. Um, Latest news. I mean, they even have like lectures and things like that. Go on the site. Um, the anniversary of the discovery of Higgs boson. I think that's the God particle. Okay, so look, now I want to get to a lot of the misnomers or the things that also disturbs me. So they're doing this on the 4th of July because it is the anniversary of the discovery of the God particle. Let's see if I can. Yeah, the 10th anniversary, 2011. All right, so I'm on here now. See, do you see how easy it is? Like, that's another thing that I just want to bring up. It's like, instead of going into a YouTube or a Facebook or whatever social media group and start talking about, the demons and the this and the that and the everything, it's like, go to the website and read it and then decide. But they don't want to do that. That's too hard, right? Um, and maybe this is my ego being little sassy. I am being a little sassy. Sorry. Um, so um, Oh, they're going to. Yeah, they're gonna have, like, I'm looking at their events. They're gonna have a webcast. So, and again, probably, how far ahead are we? 12, 6 hours ahead. Sometime in the middle of the night of tonight. Today's the 3rd. They're gonna have a webcast. So it's up to you if you want to watch it or not. Go to the website. Hold on, let me see if I can put this link in the chat. Um, so again, I'm big on educating. You know, I'm big on educating. I'd rather you get information rather than, yeah, sorry, Instagram. You'll have to check out the website, Cern. Let's see. But, so yeah, so what bothers me is the affiliation and the perception of why they are doing this new experiment tomorrow. Okay. Or no, they're doing it on the 5th. Sorry. They're doing this experiment, and the hubris, and again, maybe I'm sassy in return, because it bugs me that when we try to be better humans, some people fall back in the same traps. This is no different. Like, now I'm talking about spirituality. Sometimes that's no different than religion and why religion was started in the first place. Yeah, we want to explain where we came from. And is there something more than us? Yes. But some people took it and they used it as a form of control. And that's yet another reason why a lot of people are leaving religion, and why some people are dissatisfied with religion is because they've realized how people have manipulated you for decades and centuries, millennia, into believing something for somebody else's gain. Okay? And fear in manifesting does not serve you. Most of us know that fear is low vibrational. And I had a chart pulled up earlier. Let's see if I can look at it again. Um, Fear is literally on one of the lower rings of energy, vibration. You cannot manifest low vibrationally. You are manipulated. And let me go into brain science now. So, when you are afraid, you are in your survival state. You're just looking to survive at this point. So, say if, and this is what I tell little kids when I teach them, when they are trying to learn, they can't learn if they're afraid or if they're tired or if they're hungry. Okay. So, if, say, like, and this little werewolf comes out and he's like, I'm a werewolf, and he busts through classroom. Of course, they're laughing. And he's like, ah. And of course, they're just like, they're frozen. Either they're frozen or they're trying to run away, or they're like, I'm going to get a chair and I'm going to start fighting this werewolf. So you're not really focusing on solving the problem of the werewolf. You're too busy reacting. Okay? You're frozen. You're like, oh my goodness, werewolf is here. Or you're trying to run. I was like, I'm getting out of here. I can't deal with this. Or you're trying to fight the werewolf. Okay? That's what fear does to you. And that's brain science. So this is what I teach kids. You've got to be in a, I don't want to say relaxed state, but you got to be in charge of your brain. So what happens is when people come into the little spiritual communities or they're on TikTok, I don't know, I've heard people getting on the TikTok doing that, saying, "Oh, the demons are coming if they open up the whatever." And of course, people are afraid, and then they don't focus. They lose their focus. Okay, I'm not saying don't be concerned. All this happens, it's like it happens over and over and over and over again. So we've had Y2K, we've had 2012. Okay, we've had these things. They even said it happened like for a while in 2016, I think. I don't know. The last kind of experiment that happened, they said that we split into two Earths or something. Look, I don't know. Maybe. And what if? Think of it this way. What if there are demons? What are you gonna do? Just be afraid? Let them get you? What are you gonna do? See, I'm laughing, but I'm not laughing. I'm so sorry, y'all. But but this is where, yeah, fear does not serve you in this time. You One of the other things that people were saying is that they're doing this experiment during the 4th of July of all things. So because people will be drinking alcohol and they'll be welcoming demons into their body and things like that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all. Cern is not American. Let me say this again in both cameras. The organization is not American. Let me say this in this camera. Cern is not American. They don't care about the independent state of the United States. It's not about you. This is where ego is coming into play. I just read to you why they're doing it. And then let me tell you something else about CERN. Speaking of, CERN is an organization of many different countries. And yeah, the United States is not one of those members. Okay? We're not. And I'm glad. Okay? I'm glad. So it is run by 23 member states, and many non-European countries are involved in different ways. So if you again go to the website, I'm going to see. Ooh, yeah. So in 1953, the 12 founding states were Belgium, Denmark, France, the Federal Republic of Germany, Greece, Italy, the Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom, Yugoslavia. And they entered into this agreement in 1954. Okay. Then other countries joined: Austria in 1959, Spain for a short time, but they came back in 1983, Portugal 1985, Finland 1991, Poland 1991, Czechoslovak Republic 1992, Hungary, the country, 1992, Bulgaria 1999, Israel 2014, Romania 2016, and Serbia 2019. Okay. So once the Czech Republic, now this is where I read the Yugoslavia, because Yugoslavia doesn't exist anymore. They left in 1961, but the Czech Republic and the Slovak Republic rejoined CERN after their mutual independence in 1993. Okay, these are some things. Okay, that's what I want you to know. So again, let me go back to the YouTube, but that's what I want you to know. Those are the members. They don't care about the United States, y'all. And again, I am so glad, because there are so many people here in the United States that think that they are at the center of the world, and they're not. Okay. Now, there are other members There are associate members. And as far as I can see here, Cyprus, Estonia, Slovenia are currently associate members in the pre-stage to full membership. Croatia, India, Latvia, um, I can never pronounce that. Um, Lithuania, Pakistan, Turkey, and Ukraine are associate member states. Now, how does the United States play in all of this? We're not a member, but we are an observer. Okay. Japan and the United States hold observer status. Okay. They, in respect to and we haven't even covered the, sorry, my head. It's like my little tiara is making me feel a little funny. The Hadron Collider. Okay. And that's the machine, the particle disperser. So we just watch. Okay. We have no say so. We have no authority in that. We just watch. Okay. Can't tell them to stop. We just watch. And again, I'm okay with that. Japan has the same rights. Russia also has observer. Oh wait, got suspended. Oh goodness, as of this year, and I'm sure we all know why. All right, so they've been suspended. They've been naughty. Let me see who else. So they do have contacts with other people around, like other scientists around the world who are not members, and they work together. Now, this I'm curious to see. I'm gonna find out when it's like they say it's gonna be live streamed. So I want to see it. Quite honestly, I want to see what's gonna happen. Maybe it's already happened. I don't know. In our spiritual world, I don't know. I feel like things are already changing. Just the idea of it. Remember, your thoughts become things, and there's no such thing as time. It's probably already happened. Just saying. Okay. Um. So yeah. So I'm all over the Cern website right now, just looking. So instead of just running around listening to people on, you know, message boards or whatever, you can go do your own homework and you can decide for yourself. If you want to believe conspiracy theories, that's up to you. Sorry. But I know in my manifesting group, I'm not going to be tolerating that kind of, thing. It's like, look, go get the facts as we know it. Magic is nothing more than undiscovered science. There are more and more studies going into manifesting. I'm happy. Dude, I found out I am a natural manifester in these last few years. I didn't realize it. As I put the things into place and start to realize and go back, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I do create my reality. Okay? I do. And yes, we do have fear, but I'm not going to let other people's fear influence me. I mean, I could pass away in the next few moments, and then I won't be dealing with the Hadron Collider in whatever happens, right? Or I can live for the next 100 years because of the experiment of the Hadron Collider. You don't know. And I think when we all went through in 2020, that really shook a lot of people. And it needed to happen. I even had to confront somebody that I know personally, like she wanted to give me some kind of sideways comment about Look, I didn't say anything about COVID, but 2020 needed to happen. It needed to happen. But her comment was like, well, we lost a lot of people. Are you saying that it needed to happen? It's like, maybe. I've lost people too. So I'm not saying gains don't come with losses. And sometimes there are growing pains, literally. There are things that, in order to grow, you got to let go, literally. And I think there's a lot of people still, even in the spiritual world, they are not quite ready to let go of what religion gave them, this peace of mind, thinking that if I die, I go to heaven. And now, you don't know where you go if you die. Energy is neither created or destroyed, nor destroyed. That's one of the first things I learned as a kid. In my ever growing search for who am I? I'm not my job. I'm not my shell. I'm energy. I am energy. And that's what I want to always remind you. We are energy. We could be low vibrational energy or we could be high vibrational energy. That is up to you. Stimulation can be put in front of you all day long. It is up to you on how you're going to respond to it. Like I said, the werewolf, blah, he's coming. The boogeyman, okay? The devil, little pitchfork. It's all rolled into one, okay? It's the same story that's been told over and over and over again. And it's up to you. How do you want to respond to that? We know our shell is finite, but our energy is infinite. Our consciousness is infinite if we want it to be. As we learn more, I like to think I'm like a mental and metaphysical alchemist, that I've been putting together ancient text and science, rediscovered science of our times. The fact that we get access to it all so that we can be our own person. Hi. So we can be our own persons. Okay. I know there are people who you've been looking for somebody to tell you how to think, tell you how to feel. But sometimes you really just got to put it all out there. Face the fear. What if not fear? Decide not fear for once. Because that's easy to happen. Okay. Again, I'm telling you, the werewolf. This is what I tell little children, 7 and 8 years old. They get it. Okay. It's up to you. Do you want to freeze and do whatever they say? It's like, oh, well, I'll save you from the werewolf if you do this. Or you can fight the werewolf, say, you're lying, that's not a werewolf. Or you can, decide like, maybe the werewolf's lost. Maybe the werewolf's hungry. Let me give him my snack. Okay? It's up to you. But yeah, in my I don't know, in my experience in life, I've had people in my own family who will, ask me why I do things and why are you like this? I was like, I don't know, because why not? Why not? And I'm not knocking anybody who's out there afraid of CERN right now, but all I did was go to the website, look for myself, do some reading. We are not associated with CERN in that regard. They don't care about the 4th of July and the fireworks and the whatever. Those are their own nations with their own things. And like I said, I am so happy that they are. It is not about us. It is not about the United States. The ego. Also want to say it's not about religion either. Even though a lot of those countries that were named on that website, I'm gonna go right back, are European based. I'm gonna tell you there are some non-members who are also contributors, scientists. I'm just gonna go. Ooh, there's a lot. Okay, and they're not all Christian. I'm gonna go into some data in just a second. I haven't even looked it up, but I don't think that Christianity is the major religion of the world. I actually believe it's Islam. It's either between Islam or Hinduism that's the largest, I think, just by population alone. So again, this whole like narrative of like, oh, they're opening up the gates to hell. It's like, oh, okay, okay. So let me read all the other countries that are involved. All right, so they're non-members, remember, so they could have scientists or resources, things like that. All right, so um, they, oh yeah, so there's some Muslim states, countries here. So Albania, Algeria, Argentina, Armenia, Australia. Ooh, hard time pronouncing this one. Azerbaijan. I know where it is. It's like one of the border countries of Russia. So I think that's one of those. Bangladesh, Belarus, Bolivia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Brazil, Canada, Chile, China, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Egypt, Georgia, the country, Iceland, Iran, Japan, Jordan, um, Kazakhstan, Lebanon, Malta, Mexico, Mongolia, Montenegro, Morocco, Nepal, New Zealand, North Macedonia, Palestine, Paraguay, Peru, Philippines, Qatar, Republic of Korea, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Tunisia, United Arab the United Arab Emirates, United States, and Vietnam. Okay, so um, also, ooh, there's some more. Scientific contacts: Bahrain, Costa Rica, Cuba, Ghana, Honduras, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Ireland, Kuwait, Luxembourg, Oman, Madagascar, Malaysia, uh, Martus, Martus, Mozambique, Rwanda, Singapore, Sudan, Taiwan, Tanzania, Uzbekistan, and Zambia. Okay, so yeah, these are other countries. They're contributors. They're not members, but they're contributing. And again, a lot of those countries are not Christian companies. Companies. That's a Freudian slip. uh, a slip. So a lot of those countries are not Christian. Okay, so let me do a Google search right now on the largest religion in the world. Oh goodness! Oh, I'm shocked. What? Wow. Okay, color me corrected. It is actually Christianity, but not by much. Not by much. All right, so I wish, you know, I'm not on Zoom, so I'm kind of like I feel like I'm a bit of a Zoom master, but I have still to learn how to stream through Zoom onto YouTube and all the stuff. But um, when I was teaching, when we were all sitting at home, learned how to use Zoom to teach the children. But anyway, Christianity, according to Google here, is saying Christianity is the largest religion, but that was in a poll taken in 2017. 2017. I don't know if I believe that, honestly. All right, so let me just give you the numbers. All right, so Christianity is saying 2.382 billion. That's 31% of the population. Islam, 1.907 billion, 24%, almost 25%. Secular, non-religious, agnostic atheists, 1.193 billion, 15%. Hindu, now, fun fact about Hinduism, you cannot convert to Hinduism, you have to be born into it. So Hinduism, 1.161 billion, 15%. Let me look at the others. Oh gosh. Unaffiliated, well, yeah. Then there's Buddhists, 6.6%. Folk religions, so I guess anything that is like indigenous, 5.6. Okay. So again, this is, in my opinion, looking at more stats. Yeah. I don't know how they collected this information. So even though I'm telling you this, like I really don't think that Christianity is the largest. And then only because there are people in this world that you're just making assumptions for, or they're just saying whatever would please others. So I don't know. We don't really know, but like I really do honestly believe it's Islam, quite honestly. Simply because of population, my opinion. But anyway, so the whole idea that Christianity has hell, I think Islam has hell, but I don't think so. Judaism does not. Buddhists do not. So I mean, what if they are opening up the gates of hell? Again, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna stop them? You scared? You just freeze and tell everybody what to do? Control. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what it's about. Yeah. So that's how I feel about it. It's like I'm feeling a little some kind of way about it all, especially as like I said, in the last few days, appeared in a lot of spiritual groups that I kind of recently joined, and I'm starting my own on Facebook. I will know that I don't want that kind of fear mongering roaming around in my group. You know, that's why I say I feel like I'm a mental alchemist. I take at least the science and knowledge in things that we have now and make use of texts that we've had in the past, learn how to read it through eyes of science, like, you know, believe it or not, there's more scientists that are religious than you realize. And the people who are into science really think that people are out to destroy the world. And this is something else. Okay, do you really think that discussions had not been had on if this experiment opens up, and their opening is going to be like microscopic from what I'm hearing, that they had not figured out what to do in case something goes awry? Do you think that they hadn't been thinking of like what to do in these cases? They've had like snafus in the past. So I mean, they're not dumb. Okay, everybody is living on the worst case scenario, again, fear, and that's inhuman. Our human existence has been about just surviving. And I think in the last almost at least 100 years or so, we have found ways not to just survive anymore, but to thrive. Okay, we've had thought leaders in the United States now, at the turn of the 20th century, that were trying to use their mind power to do more, to be better. And a lot of the ancient texts started coming back, and a lot of these, like I said, thought leaders started coming and coming up with new ways, manifesting ways to be better, do more than just survive. Okay, you can thrive. We all can thrive. We all can thrive. I don't need. I love. Um, I guess a spirit family, but I don't need a spiritual leader to tell me everything. Now they can give me insight. I take it. I promise. I do. But I don't believe everything they say. Some of the best leaders out there, they will tell you don't believe everything I say. And I'll tell you the same. Please don't believe everything I say. Please go. And I'm telling you myself, I just went to the website. I just went ahead and did some Google search. And knowing that I have a critical mind, a scientific mind, I can take this information and discern it for myself. I love data all day. I could take this data and know that, yeah, even though they say that, who did they actually screen? I'm looking again at this uh was it a survey? Did they go around the world? Did they just base it on population? You know, like I said, it's up to you. It's up to you. And our own universe is inside of us. All we are is a raindrop, because it's raining, a raindrop in the ocean of the universe. We are the raindrop and we're the ocean. Okay? We're the raindrop and we are the ocean. What do you think about that? You can be a part of the rest of the ocean that's a certain way, or you can be the raindrop interchangeably. Having my kombucha again, sorry. Um, so I'll be looking forward to those who join my manifesting group. Like I said, I'm going to have some, I don't want to say strict rules, but I don't believe in the fear mongering. That's what religion turned into for certain religions. Okay, not all, but the fear mongering. And that is even in the cognitive studying that I've done, that's not necessarily the spiritual work that I've been looking into. It's like that's not where we learn and that's not where we thrive in fear. Okay? We don't thrive in fear. It's my cat, sorry. I want to show you something. I've shown people this in videos before, but I want to show you my plasma ball. There are four states of matter, not three, four. I believe plasma is the first, and I'm glad that it's kind of cool that it's raining, but there's no thunder right now. But um, plasma is the first. A show of plasma is electricity. Another reason why I call my channel "The Body Electric." Um, it's electricity, and lightning is electricity, right? So let me show you my plasma ball. Um, so yeah, the the fourth state of matter is actually the first state of matter. I'm trying to find the practicality. But except for electricity, I mean, there's that. It's charged particles, atoms, from a gaseous state. So maybe that's why they call it the fourth, but really it's the first. Because yeah, So then we have gas. Gas can turn liquids depending on what gas it is, and then sometimes depending on the liquid, it can turn solid. There you go. So yeah, plasma. Our thoughts can affect plasma because it's electricity. Think about how when people go do sleep studies, my mom has done one where they stick the things to your head. They're trying to pick up the electric charges in your brain. The thought of, if you've ever, and I'm going to drop some book ideas out there for you. So the Celestine Prophecy, it's one of the books I read back in the day. I think I have a copy somewhere in the back. But talking with people who had read it back in when I was young, real young, and they said, and it made sense, and it still makes sense. Okay, so when you think of a new idea, before there were something, I'm trying to think of something simple, like a chair. Before people invented chairs, somebody had an idea of like, well, we need something to sit on, something to put my bum on that's going to be comfortable for my bum, and that I can not be standing up on my feet because my feet hurt because I'm standing up all day. A necessity, something that I need. And I don't want to lay down, right? Um, so it was in their brain first, in their mind, not brain, in their mind first. Then the energy of the mind started, trying to figure out some things. Well, maybe if I elevate myself, oh, I've sat on a rock before, my feet were down and I was sitting up, but I was still laying down, kind of, right? So they started to, get ideas on how to make a chair. That's the power that we have, y'all. That's the real power that we have. And some of us don't use it. The imagination, and we sadly teach our children not to have it. And that makes me sad. And I know in my classroom, I try to encourage imagination a lot, creativity, because that is the power that we have. Yeah, I give them facts, but I give them freedom to think too. Or what if? Because that's how we're going to survive, y'all. That's how. I'm going to offer a guide, a free guide on how to manifest. I'm still working on it. I mean, it's made, but I also want to tighten it up just a little bit more. uh, Being a teacher and all, I want it to look nice. But anyway, so it'll be a free guide. I don't want to. Let me see if I can. It's up. It's things like, I'm just going to mention some things. Of course, in order to manifest, you got to know what you want, like really want, and is that something that really serves you? Believe it or not, people say they want things like, oh, I want $1 million. Okay, for what? What are you going to do with $1 million? Oh, I'm gonna buy a house. Oh, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna buy a car. Okay, that's cool. Then what? That doesn't cost $1 million. Then what? And there has been studies out there that people who win the lottery end up losing all that money within what, 3 to 5 years, because they don't know. They thought, yes, they thought they wanted that money, but they didn't know how to hold on to that money energetically. And it all starts with the mind. Maybe they want it and they realized they didn't realize how to handle it, and or maybe they felt like they just didn't deserve it. Again, energy. Hope the power won't go out. I just heard something strange up here. All right, so yeah, so I got some work to do. I hope you enjoy some of my I've got some bass music here, not bass as in uh music that I want to work with. I'm still composing, so I do want to include more of my own music into my lives, because that seems like the only way that YouTube won't cut me off and say that I'm copyright infringing on people is to actually do my own music, which I'm a musician anyway. So it's not an issue. It's just like today I just pulled up something I had already, but that's not already uploaded as a release, because as I said at the beginning of this live, um, I've had I've tried to put my own music on a couple of times, and they're like, "You're infringing on the copyright." I was like, "That's me, my copyright. That's me." So it's just best to just go ahead and do your own. Um, what else is in store for me? Yeah, so I'll have the free guide available. I'll put it in the description. Um, I'll find a way to let others know about it as much as possible, the guide. Because one other thing that I did notice in a lot of these groups, um, there are people coming into them and they say, I don't know where to start. Because again, back to that whole idea of being, they have been conditioned into letting somebody else tell them what to do. And that's not what real spirituality is, in my opinion. Again, if you want to follow a certain school of spirituality, then of course there's some rules or whatever. Um, like, for example, if you want to be in my group, well, I'm not going to be dealing with fear mongering. That's a rule, right? Go get your facts before you come into the group, right? Um, so there are no rules, but there are some guidelines. There are some things to remember. You are powerful in yourself. I said this just now. I'm going to say it again. You are the raindrop and you are the ocean. Okay? You are it all. So, yeah, so I'll have it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, it can get a little touch of razzle dazzle here. And can't wait to send it out into the world. It'll be like a message in a bottle. Even this live, um, and I'm not uh, bothered by as I'm still kind of new in putting it out there for myself. I'm not bothered that not a lot of people are on it, because it's not about having the numbers. It's about who is this actually reaching, and it really, really, really resonates with you. Okay, I'm not looking to have like a bunch of people who aren't really there for the growth and to know and to open up, unleash the magic inside of you. There's some people who they miss the fellowship, and I understand that. I can understand that. There are some people who they saw something that looked attractive and they come in, and that's fine. That's cool. Lovely. But that's this inner journey, your spiritual journey. There is no one way, because you are the raindrop and you are the ocean. There's no path other than you got to just start. Okay? You just have to start, and you have to be open. I do dabble in cognitive science, knowing how the brain works so that you can optimize your manifesting. That's just for informational purposes. Um, that's not part, like I said, I'm not a religion, y'all. So I I do talk about religions, only in that I let you see that there's some commonalities there for a lot of it. Okay. There are people, I'll even go back into the Bible. Like, I grew up not just in I guess a Christian household, but also a questioning household where we would watch uh, these shows that used to be on A&E, Mysteries of the Bible, and hearing from all these archaeologists and where did they find these pages and things like that, and trying to put together like the reality of what Earth is with these words, um, not letting the words of the Bible make you afraid. Because then, before I go, I'm going to go ahead and leave it with this. I'm a history buff anyway. Sorry. My cat can tell time. He's like, you know what? Your time is up. So what was I saying? So not until the invention of the printing press, Christianity was around back then. Yes, before then. And people had to handwrite the words of the Bible. And so writing and reading was a highly sought after skill. And it was not accessible to everyone. And because of that, the knowledge was given to certain people, and it was interpreted a certain way, and it was also used in a certain way. Okay? It was not until the printing press was invented and made use of mass production of books, and Bible being one of them, that more people started to learn to read, learn to interpret, and Christianity started to have different denominations because other people started to interpret the Bible in different ways because they were reading it and they were like, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm going to leave you with that. I just give you the information. It's up to you to decide. You're the raindrop and you're the ocean. It's up to you. Okay? I hope you get something from this. It's like Instagram is leaving me. So bye, Instagram. And with that, check out my other videos. I'll be doing some housekeeping on my channel too, a little bit more. But yeah, we are in a time where things are about to change big time. I'm excited. I'm sorry. Like, again, I'm gonna find the live feed of the Hadron Collider. I want to see it. I know I'm gonna be high vibe always. It makes me a little concerned that, when people are out there searching for a new way of being and they fall back into some of the same traps. Okay? Don't fall back into the same traps. Okay? Again, kombucha. Try something different. Why not? Why not? We'll go enjoy some rain. It's been raining steadily, gosh. Okay. Enjoy your Sunday, friends. I'll go play with my cat. Read some more. We already have powers. You just need to uncover your blocks. We already have powers. That's what I think. We are the raindrop and we are the ocean. Now, if you want, I guess, categorize it. I was just about to leave. If you want to categorize powers, it depends on your focus. Flying? What do you mean by flying? Yeah. So that's one of the things. Definitely check out my guide, manifesting guide, um, when it's available to you. When you are asleep, you're flying. When you're dreaming, you're flying. When you're in your meditative, if you practice certain forms of meditation, you are flying. You don't have any sense of gravity. Yeah. So it's up to you to decide. Get the information. Yeah. Yeah. So that's one thing that I have been learning. We are beyond five senses, friends. We are beyond five senses. Like, of course, we need to get ourselves reattached to the five senses. That's something that I think once we get reintroduced into like feeling inside of our own bodies, being aware of our own bodies, is then when we can detach also. There are some people who they don't know what their body feels like when they're sad because they're too busy numbing themselves with other things. They don't know what real happiness and joy is because they're too busy looking at what somebody else has and having jealousy. You know, I'm excited for this experiment because life is an experiment, y'all. Come on. If you really want to think about it, it's all an experiment. It's all an experiment. Am I afraid? I mean, look, seriously. I mean, I could pass away now. Like, I think people are afraid of death. And we need to ask ourselves why. Because we see things like funerals. I've stopped, I'm just true confession. I stopped going to funerals. The last funeral I went to was my grandfather's when I was 11. Um, and I don't go to funerals anymore because they're not for the dead, they're for the living. And when my grandmother passed away, I think I'd already told my grandmother that I don't go to funerals, and she kind of already knew that. So we had a talk before, you know. And then when my grandmother did pass, my mom was a little upset, I think, at first, because she was trying to see, like, are you going to go? I was like, no, I'm not going to go. I mean, I can go to, like, the meeting afterwards and things like that, but I'm not, no. Um, so I think a lot of people gain fear around the the flesh, you know, and what's gonna, you don't feel that. Some people are alive right now and they don't feel their own flesh. Yeah. I hope you watch a lot of my other videos out there. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Thank you so much for watching. Share with your friends. Um, Tell me, is Sundays a good day for you? I think for me it is. Um, as an educator and a coach, I've done a lot of coaching in my day. And I feel like Sundays are the best days for that kind of thing anyway. It's just depending on the time of day. Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely love to go do more live things, and we'll see what happens in the Facebook groups when people start joining them, um, and see what happens from there. So yeah, so find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook. The link is there, and take care.